Okay, I'm now going to demonstrate the disassembly and reassembly of the G&P Mk23 Stoner 63. This version happens to have the SMP engine in it, but the assembly and disassembly procedure would be similar even with a Fusion engine installed. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to want to do is start by taking off the box mag mechanism and removing all the external FCU parts here. So we'll go ahead and disconnect the box mag, disconnect the hop up, slide the whole box mag mechanism out. Actually, I keep forgetting I need to snap off the quick feed piece. This piece here is what used to allow the box mag to be loaded very quickly. Slides back and forth, locks into place. Instead of having to feed the BBs on the far side, you can just pour them right into the opening here. So let's go ahead and remove the box mag, set that to the side, and then come here and remove the box mag carriage. Loosen that lever and this whole section pops right off. Set that aside. Alright, then I'm going to start by take the electronics off so that it doesn't get damaged. And I'm also going to now open up the stock and take some electronics out from the back. The stock has 2 screws that hold it in place. Uses a 3mm screw. I just had one of them tightened. What I'm going to remove from back here, this is the trigger control unit, and I'll just remove the 3 connectors that hook to it and set that aside as well. Alright, actually I'm going to take this. This is the Y adapter, which allows one battery to power both the FCU and the box mag. So I'll set that aside. Okay, so we'll start by taking off the stock. Let's see. It's usually easier to unscrew it from this side. And then I tap that down just a little bit after I unscrew it partially. That comes out. This pulls out. Then the whole stock can come right off. And you can carefully pull the 3 wires out the back. And we'll set the stock aside. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and take off the barrel. The barrel has to come off for the engine to be removed from the gun. So unfortunately there's quite a few parts that have to be done, taken off to do that. First we'll take off the hand guard. Once that's removed, you can then remove the fake charging handle here. Sometimes it's easier to do a little wrench on that. That comes off. Okay. Then we want to remove the 2 side bolts here. These 2 little bolts on either side. Alright. They have little holes on the side there, by the way. If you use a small little key, you can actually fit them into the side and rotate them if they're really tight. But those are removed. Now we want to take off the top lid. It's the same thing. I partially undo one side, tap it down, and then finish it off. And it usually makes it a lot easier to extract the whole bolt here. This top part comes off completely. And now we need to take off the feed guide here, and there's 1 screw that holds that in place. Now once that screws out, this feed guide comes off. Not quite done yet. You still have to now remove this upper heat shield, and in order to do that, it helps to use a little punch, and we have to take this cylinder out, or sleeve, and just a little bit of tapping here, and this sleeve will come right out. There you go. Then you lift this up and remove the spring, and finally you have 1 last screw for the heat shield at the top. Okay, that's off. Use a simple tool like this, pop this up, and the top heat shield comes off. Almost there. 2 more screws. Now that you've basically taken everything off the top and the bottom. There are 2 screws remaining that hold the barrel in place. There's a small 2mm screw up here, 2mm head screw to remove that. And then this one in the back here is a larger screw. That's really the main screw that holds this barrel in place. Use a 2.5mm hex key. That comes out. Okay, with all those screws removed, the barrel comes out, pops out, and now you could service the hop-up and barrel. The hop-up is removed by pushing it in and rotating it. It rotates one of these ways, it'll pop out. There it goes, this way. The whole barrel comes out. You can actually rotate it back in and it clicks in place. Have an extra BB in there. Okay, barrels is taken out. Let's set that aside. Now we just need to remove the engine to service it. We'll start by taking off the grip. This setup has the grip connect, not the grip connect, excuse me, but the amped grip line. Take off the motor plate, screws. I usually try to put the amped grip line on the Stoner 63 because when the gun is sitting upright, it tends to sit on the grip and on the box mag. And if you use standard macro line or a grip connect, it'll actually dig that, it'll either kink the standard macro line or it'll dig a grip connect typically into the dirt. So it's nice to have something durable and flexible like a grip line down here at the bottom. Alright, you've got the grip screw, the motor plate screws out. Pop the motor plate off. And then you have screws to hold the grip in place, and there are 4 screws down in here. Alright, once you've loosened all 4 screws, with the grip line you just pull the grip up and it'll pop the grip line off along with the grip and the screws. One last screw to go. On the back there is a screw that holds the motor in place, or the engine in place, and I've changed it out from being a standard slotted screw to one that uses a hex key, so it's just easier to deal with. That screw comes out. It's a 5mm screw. Set these tools away so they're in the right place, and then the engine will just come out of the gun. Come straight out. Here you go. And these are the 2 wire harnesses that go to the back for the power and the linkage to the I/O port. So we'll set that aside and set the lower receiver, or the main body, aside. Here we have the SMP mounted inside the gearbox. This one was cut to see if I can take this part off to extract the engine easier while it was in the gun. It just turned out it didn't work. Not enough room to do it. But to disassemble this, it's pretty straightforward. You just pop the front part off here, the hop-up support block, and then you remove the screws right at the top here. There's 3 screws. And then you have the FCU support block. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Got a longer screw in place for that. That comes right off. And now the plate should pop right out. Now to get this out of here, because I didn't quite cut it far enough back here, I obviously could take off the entire gearbox shell. I suppose I could demonstrate that, but just a few more screws, the whole thing comes out. But to get this out of here, you could, it's actually easier, as it turns out, to loosen these 2 screws here on the side. And that'll allow this to sort of rotate, just like that. It allows this part up here in the front to rotate while it pulls out. And now you can actually extract the whole engine. Disconnect the connector here, and this thing will pull right out. But for just the point of maintaining, or say we wanted to lubricate the nozzle, it's as simple as undoing the front banjo screw here, banjo fitting. And since I've already loosened those 2 side screws, this comes right off. And here's the nozzle. And we could reapply lubrication to the nozzle keep this nice and goopy here. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and put this back together again. Insert this back into the front cylinder. Reattach the front cylinder here, and I'm only going to loosely attach these two screws because I want to be able to turn it again. Tighten it up afterwards. Lay it on its back here for a second and attach the front banjo valve. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and sort of fit this back in here. As it rotates, let's see if I can get this to go back in place. There we go. And get that to snap right in place. Once that's locked in place, then you can tighten up these two screws. One on each side. Okay, and then put the plate back on. So it makes it a little bit easier by having this cut plate, but it's not too far of a stretch to go ahead and take out the whole gearbox top. Then I will reattach these screws here, one on each side of the FCU mount plate. Reattach the mount plate here. Use this longer screw. There we go. Back together again. Let's go ahead and mount this block back on here. There's little guiding slots on the gearbox right there and on this side, so this sort of locks right into place. I milled this out so there's a hole up here in the front, so the wire harness goes all the way to the back into the stock cleanly. Also required a little bit of milling back here to make it a clean hole to get through the back of the gearbox. It's just easier than having the wires on the outside. This makes it go into the lower receiver much easier. Okay, back to reassembling it. When inserting the gearbox or engine back into the gun, make sure you put these other two wire harnesses up in here through the bottom and out and hold them up to the side on the top. The little white connector for the GPIO, make sure that's here, and make sure this is the smaller, or it's actually the female connector for the FCU. It'll say FCU on the connector, goes up on this side. Then you want to insert the engine and hold these connectors to the side here, and it should snap right in place. And make sure that there's no binding on these wires, that they can actually move before you fasten everything else down. Start by putting the back screw back in first. Use a 3mm hex key on this particular screw. Okay. Once that's in place, check and make sure the fire select is easy to move and not bound on anything. Alright. Then we'll reverse the process and put the grip back on. Reattach the 4 screws. Okay, the grip is back in place. You go ahead and attach the amped grip line here, and then the motor plate goes over that. The 2 motor plate screws. Okay, engine's in place. Now we can go ahead and reinstall the barrel, and we'll go ahead and put the stock on last. Barrel goes on. Sort of drop this down into place right over the nozzle. Okay, underneath you want to get a screwdriver or a tool here to line the fake charging handle up. See, that guides it and puts it into the track there so you don't get it bound on anything. And then I usually start with the large screw back here. Let's get the right tool here. So this locks the barrel in place. Alright, once that's there, we'll use one for the front. A relatively small screw up there. This actually locks the barrel in place with just those 2 screws, but we'll put the other decoration screws on here. We've got these side screws here. You can tighten them a little bit, ahead and put a little tool in that and just slightly tighten it, but not over torque that, because these are very easy to strip out. So you just sort of put these on here and then just lightly tighten them. Beyond hand tight. There you go. Okay, let's go ahead and reinstall the top heat shield. These lock into the front. This goes down, and we have a screw that goes in here. Attach the screw, replace the spring, hold that down in place. Now you got to get this collar, and you insert the collar into there. And just like what we did before, I use a little punch to sort of punch this down until it's in there. And then I use a screwdriver right here to leverage this until it's just a little bit even on both sides. There, it's showing up on either side of that. Now I can go ahead and install the upper plate. And install the top cover. And we'll put the top cover in place. This is the one that uses the bolts with the shoulders on them. Okay, now that that's in place, turn it upside down, and I'm going to go ahead and install the hand guard. Hand guard also hooks right up here on the front by these two hooks up here. So you hook that in and slide it backward. Make sure that the front is firmly attached. I'm actually going to actually, before I put this on, I got the order wrong here. You want to put this big charging handle on in place. Okay, big charging handle's in. Now slide this in place. Make sure the front is locked. Take this pin, insert it here. And tighten that. We'll finish by adding the stock. Just guide the 3 wires through the back, mount the stock in place. I'll go ahead and turn this over here. Put the final piece in. That needs a little bit of assistance. A couple taps, and the stock is screwed in place. Now we can attach the MCU. Just match up the words here. There's the box and box go together. That goes right to the box mag. This is the TCU connector, and this is TCU. That is for the GPIO port. And then we have the FCU battery, and the FCU goes into the Y adapter for the power. I'm going to go ahead and attach the battery so we can test this out once I've got the FCU attached. There we go. Got that upside down. Put the stock on there. I'm only going to partially attach the stock for now so it just doesn't pop off. Okay. Now that that's in place, the last thing I add on here is the FCU. FCU's got Velcro on the bottom of it. It'll lock right in place right there. The wire harness plugs right in. The GPIO connector, I usually go right underneath and goes into the GPIO port, and then you connect the FCU battery, and that's in place. Just sort of tuck that underneath the little FCU shelf. Good to go. There you go. Locks down. Now we're going to go ahead and attach the box mag carriage. And it hooks in place there, locks down. Make sure that that's real solid. And to attach the box mag, you actually open up the carriage on this side, and you open up the lid, and the box mag slides down in place. You take this and clips right down on there. Close the magazine feed and close the lid, and then take the top part here and clip it in place. Quick fill. And let's see, semi and full auto with a safety lever right here. So at semi, it automatically winds the box mag. Go to full auto. You can hear that box mag is winding as it's shooting. I can actually hook up the air, though I don't believe there's any BBs in the box mag. And we'll go ahead and give this a shot. There you go, Stoner 63.